Dear Mrs. Vice President, Excellencies, dear friends, I would like to say a few words about animal welfare. Since I'm speaking on behalf of the European Buddhist Union, representing over 4 million Buddhists in Europe, first of all, I want to draw attention to the fact that for Buddhism, the human being is not the center of the universe. Humans are part of nature, exactly in the same way as all other forms of life on planet Earth. Humans are gifted with intelligence, different from that of animals. But this difference does not imply superiority. It does not give humans the kind of divine right to decide over life and death of other forms of life. Buddhism is not alone in claiming that animals have a mind, the capacity to think, to experience emotions, intentions, and most importantly, to experience suffering. This is not some kind of religious belief. Scientific research over many years has proven exactly this. The Cambridge Declaration on Consciousness of 7 July 2012 states, and I quote, "Convergent evidence indicates that non-human animals have the neuroanatomical, neurochemical, and neurophysiological substrates of conscious states, along with the capacity to exhibit intentional behaviors. Consequently, the weight of evidence indicates that humans are not unique in possessing the neurological substrates that generate consciousness. Non-human animals, including all mammals and birds, and many other creatures, including octopuses, also possess these neurological substrates." This was a quote. To feed 8 billion humans, we kill every year over 60 billion land animals and 1,000 billion sea animals. These are the figures given by the UN Food and Agricultural Organization. The FAO also indicates that in 2017 only, 323 billion kilos of meat was consumed. 1/5 is wasted, which means that 12 billion land animals are killed for nothing. 35% of sea animals are wasted, which means 350 billion of fish and shellfish are killed for nothing. This mass killing, unequaled in human history, poses a major ethical challenge. In addition, this overconsumption aggravates hunger in the world, causes ecological imbalances, and is bad for our health. From the point of view of the environment and climate change, only 2.5% of the world's water is potable water. 40% of the world's population suffers from water scarcity. Producing 1 kilo of meat requires 15,000 liters of water, which is 50 times more than for producing 1 kilo of wheat. The production of 1 kilo of beef generates 50 times more greenhouse gas emissions than the production of 1 kilo of wheat. Livestock farming contributes 18% of greenhouse gas emissions, second only to buildings and ahead of transport. 60% of the world's available land is used for livestock production. 1 hectare of land can feed 50 vegetarians or 2 meat eaters. To produce 1 kilo of meat, you need the same amount of land as for growing 200 kilos of tomatoes or 160 kilos of potatoes. 1 acre of cereals gives 5 times more proteins than 1 acre to produce meat. 1 acre of lentils or beans gives 10 times more proteins. According to the FAO, livestock is responsible for 70% of current deforestation. It is said that eating meat is necessary to be healthy. Many studies, such as those by Harvard University in 2012, have established that eating meat, especially red meat, increases the risk of colon and stomach cancer, as well as cardiovascular disease. There are over 600 million vegetarians living in good health on this planet, which is more than the population of the EU. As you probably already have guessed, I'm one of them. However, since people are not going to stop eating meat, by eating a bit less meat, they can improve their health, improve the environment, and save many animal lives. Several member states have already passed laws on animal welfare, for example, to protect them against cruelty, for minimum living space, to transport them safely, to recognize them legally as sentient living beings instead of movable goods. It is important that the EU continues to produce legislation in this field so as to harmonize the situation for the better in all member states. Europe has been an example to the world in establishing democracy, the rule of law, and human rights. The future of Europe also lies in promoting respect of animal rights. I thank you for your attention.